Before I get into this video, I'd like to thank my very good friend from the Netherlands, Paul Bai, for providing those wonderful clips. He was at the game and he took his time to do this. So I really appreciate you, man. He is constantly in contact with me on Instagram and we talk about a lot of things football related, life and whatnot. Paul, I really appreciate you, man. Stay strong. And Paul must be over the moon right now. He must be ecstatic, overjoyed because his team Ajax averted disaster and qualified for the UEFA Champions League after defeating Apoel 2-0 on aggregate. Slavia Praha also made the cut after defeating CFR Cluj 2-0 on aggregate. They won their road match 1-0, then went at home and defeated them in another 1-0 match. Club Brugge also defeated the spirited LASK 3-1 on aggregate to book themselves a place in the Champions League. So the game I actually followed was the Ajax versus Apoel match. I did cover the first leg, which ended in a 0-0 draw, and Ajax were on the ropes because Apoel could have came out, brought their A game and sent them packing to the Europa League. But Ajax did come out to play today and they picked up a very well-deserved victory. Their goals came courtesy of a header by their new boy Edson Alvarez. That was his first goal for the club, and they did score second in the 88th minute through Dusan Tadic. That was a worldie. You know, Tadic had a great season last year, and it seems like it's winding up to be another productive one for the Serbian. Apoel did give the Ajax fan a scare when they equalized, but the flag was raised. I was like, woo! I felt it for the Ajax fans too. And Paul Bai was also messaging me at the same time, and he was like, oh man, I almost had a heart attack there. Huntelaar did score a goal for Ajax, which was later overturned by VAR. Yes, guys, we had some VAR controversy in this game because that was not offside. The man who went over and headed the ball in was not offside. I think that was Joel Veltman, if I could recall. He wasn't offside. Well, was it Veltman? Listen, I can't remember. But the man who was involved in the play, he was definitely not offside. A man who wasn't even involved in the play, his foot, one leg, was deemed to be in an offside position. And I don't understand that. VAR, the referees, you guys need to get your shit right, man. Because that could have caused Ajax a place in the Champions League. That was not offside. That was not offside. And Huntelaar celebrated and then he had to, subdue his celebrations. And that's one thing I don't like at all. It's really hard for the players. It's hard for the fans. They need to get this thing right. Seriously. Seriously. I don't even understand the whole thing anymore. I swear, I don't even understand. I don't understand the football rules anymore, seriously, because every day they seem like they're misinterpreted, for real. I may be wrong, but still, guys, that's just how I feel right now. Ajax did hold on for the 2-0 win, but Apoel definitely proved that there were no pushovers. They will fancy their chances in the Europa League, definitely. Guys, remember, Ajax is a team that made it to the Champions League semi-final last season, but they are missing their two big guns, Frankie de Jong and Matthijs de Ligt, who went to Barcelona and Juventus respectively. Lasse Schöne, who was a crucial member of their midfield, also went to Italy to play for Genoa. So a big part of their team is definitely missing, but they still have guys like Van de Beek, who missed the game through injury, Hakim Ziyech, who filled into the midfield really well. He did kind of free roam throughout the game. Dusan Tadic, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, Daley Blind, Andre Onana, Joel Veltman, the veteran, Nico Tagliafico, and it seems like Edson Alvarez and Lisandro Martinez will make fine players for Ajax. The young American international Sergino Dest did look good on the day, and David Neres of course displayed his skills. I'm kind of concerned that this Ajax team won't replicate what they did last season, because when you look at the bench, this squad lacks depth. But guys, you know what? They could definitely prove me wrong once again. As for stats in this game, guys, Ajax had 23 shots at goal, 9 on target. Apoel, 2 shots, none on target. That was pretty poor. 68% of the possession for Ajax, 32 for Apoel. So they were outplayed on the day. Very clinical performance by Ajax, I must say that. They had a few scares, but overall they were good. They outpassed Apoel and they outplayed them in every single department. They had 6 corners compared to Apoel's none, and that just gives you perspective of how Ajax were dominant on the day. So congratulations to Erik ten Hag and his boys. I wish them a very kind draw tomorrow in my time. For the other fixture, Slavia Praha of the Czech Republic defeated CFR Cluj of Romania 1-0 to end up winning the tie 2-0 on aggregate. I can't recall the last time Slavia Praha was actually in the Champions League, but I think they did qualify for the Champions League in the past. If you know when, let me know in the comment section down below. This is just a nice way to get you guys involved. Borrell scored Slavia Praha's only goal in the 66th minute. As for stats in this game, Slavia Praha had 13 shots at goal, 5 on target, compared to CFR Cluj's 8 shots at goal, 2 on target. Slavia had 51% of the possession comparing to CFR Cluj's 49, so that's not bad. It just shows that they were in the game for its entirety. They just couldn't score. So both teams were pretty even in all statistical departments. But congratulations to Slavia Praha on making it to the Champions League. Hard luck to CFR Cluj. All the best in the Europa League. And guys, by the way, this tie was the only one I got wrong. I was kind of excited for Cluj and I predicted them to actually defeat Slavia Praha. I was wrong. So I got 5 out of 6. Really good, right? For the final fixture, Club Brugge defeated LASK 2-1 on the day, 3-1 on aggregate to qualify for the Champions League. Their goals came courtesy of Hans Vanneke in the 70th minute and Bonaventura in the 89th. LASK did pull back an equalizer in the 74th minute through a De Mayo penalty, and one of their players, Troner, was sent off in the 81st minute. So Club Brugge joins their league rivals Genk in the Champions League. So the 6 final teams coming through the playoff round to join the 26 who have already qualified are Red Star Belgrade, Dinamo Zagreb, Olympiacos, Ajax, Slavia Praha, and Club Brugge. So right now, I would like to take the time to thank everyone who followed me through these Champions League qualifiers. You know, I really appreciate it. A lot of people didn't really talk about the qualifiers, but I chose to do so. And I think I'm pretty satisfied. I do it because I actually love what I'm doing. Okay, so thank you very much, and thanks for everyone who has newly subscribed to the channel. Also, if you're watching this and you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. And in the comment section down below, let me know which team you are supporting for the 2019-20 UEFA Champions League. Thanks again to my boy, Paul Bailly. I'm your boy, Dominic Rich. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad!